Chex Mix, the snack equivalent of having to pick a favorite child. The product itself has only been around since the 80s, but the namesake and centerpiece of it, Chex cereal, was the brainchild of a popular late 1800s cult leader who created his own language and believed in eugenics. To understand, Chex Mix is a mix of corn Chex, wheat Chex, rye chips, round and square pretzels, squiggly little breadsticks, and little bits of this guy. They were originally released in 1985 in both the traditional and cheddar mixes, but have since expanded to include varieties such as sour cream and onion, spicy dill, cheesy pizza, and turtle, which does not contain actual turtle, but does contain tortoise. Chex Mix was just a commodification of something people have been doing with Chex cereal since the 50s, which was tossing it with butter, nuts, and seasoning to serve in bowls as a party mix or an easy snack you could mindlessly eat while you veg out in front of every family's hot new appliance / overlord, the television. The centerpiece of these Chex party mixes was always the namesake Chex cereal, which came out in its original form in 1936 as shredded Ralston, which is the form I'd come out as also if my name was Ralston. Ralston refers to the movement of Ralstonism, which was created in the late 1800s by the also normally named Webster Edgerly. Edgerly was a writer of essentially self-help books that promoted everything from walking on the balls of your feet to prevent your vital forces from leaking out of your body, never walking in a straight line, and swinging marbles around yourself to increase your animal magnetism, to having intimate relations once every 8 days and only with someone old enough to be your grandma, but only marrying someone 20 years younger than you are. And now for the crazy stuff. He believed doing all this would grant you the abilities of telepathy, mind control, and immortality, which would come in handy for what he envisioned as an all-Caucasian race that would live to be 100 without ever getting sick. This being achieved by his methods, as well as eugenics and the castration of anyone who wasn't white. And any doctor who disagreed with him, he branded as untrustworthy. Believe it or not, people believed this guy, and he didn't even have a podcast. Over 800,000 people, to be exact, who he planned to house in a plot of land he bought in Hopewell, New Jersey, where they would all wear black armbands and speak in their own language called Atom Man tongue. This was going to be what Edgerly described as a scientifically proven Garden of Eden, which would have been the first time something was ever scientifically proven in Hopewell, New Jersey. One true believer in particular was William Danforth, owner of Purina, who branched out of making dog food to align himself with Edgerly, whose ideas were what dogs make after they eat dog food. Danforth and Edgerly teamed up to make a product to cater to Edgerly's insistence that people should eat whole grain cereal in 1898 called Ralston Wheat Cereal, which in 1936 spun off into shredded Ralston, which was renamed to Chex in 1950, which was then added to the Chex Mix you're stuffing your face with right now. Webster Edgerly, the eugenicist who promised immortality, went on to live forever, until he died in 1926 at the immortal age of 74. My review? This stuff's truly one of the ultimate snack mixes. It's got a nice blend of different savory flavors in the seasoning, and the variety in shapes and textures keeps it interesting and also customizable. The standouts for me being the rye chips and those racist wheat Chex, so my rating out of 5 Chex is 4.2.